Welcome to Technically Speaking. My name is Stephanie Turgeon. I'm the Student Services Coordinator here at Capital Area Technical Center in Augusta, Maine. Today I'm joined by a special guest. This is Caleb Knox. He's a senior from Coney enrolled in our computer technology program. And he is on the show today because he has been selected as a Professional of the Month for the month of March in 2021 because of all the great work that he does every day in his program. So welcome, Caleb.
Thank you.
Yeah, could you tell me about your experience this year in the computer tech program? What's that program like?
Well, it's interesting because, we do like a decent amount of hands-on work and stuff like that. It's not really like hard work. It's just like work that's like fun to do. And we also like to play video games and stuff like that as well.
I have walked by the classroom and seen some video games going in. What's the hot video game that you guys play up there?
Well, in terms of that, we do like Smash Bros and stuff like that.
Excellent.
In terms of like what there is right now, but like after a quarter ends, there's also a game day for just like games and stuff like that. So yeah.
Kind of a reward for working hard all quarter. You get to.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably what. And it's funny that you say that it isn't hard work. To me, computers are like very foreign. It would look very hard to me. So, good for you for not finding it hard. Do you have any advice for students that might be thinking about taking a CATC program next year? I know kids are signing up for programs right now.
For advice, I'd say recommend trying to choose a program you actually want to do, because if you don't like want to do it, and then it might not work out too well.
I think that is great advice. I think like students need to realize that they're here for 2 hours every day, which can seem like a long time, but if it's something that you enjoy, I'm sure the time goes very fast. Tell us what you do when you're not in school.
Well, just mostly playing video games like that.
Good. Now, do you play online with people all around the world? I've heard of that going on.
Yeah, I play with online and stuff like that with other people, many other people.
That's incredible. Now, can you tell where I don't play games online, so if my question seems dumb, can you tell where you're playing, like where they are from in the world when you're?
I mean, no, not really, unless you like talk to
Okay, but probably you are playing with people from all over the world, correct?
Well, I think I'm not really too sure about that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure though, yeah, because you can make an account and on the where it says like what's about like stuff about you. It'll
Okay.
explain like your languages and stuff like that. So like on a console for like example PlayStation, it will say like your language is Japanese or like American, UK, France, and stuff like that.
So you have seen that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty neat. All right, so the next big question I always hear debate in the computer world, Mac or PC?
Say PC.
You like and why do you recommend PCs instead?
Well, that's just like my personal opinion. I mean, there might be people that like Mac, but I just personally like PC more.
That's a very safe answer. Good for you. And so you graduate this year. Congratulations on that accomplishment. And what are your plans after graduation?
Something like go to college, obviously, and stuff like that.
Excellent. And are you going to keep with the computer field?
Not too sure about that yet.
Okay. That's good. It seems just like you have a big interest in computers and very knowledgeable. Yeah. Well, I want to read a little bit about what your instructor, Mr. Fraser, had to say about you this year and why you were selected for Student Professional of the Month. He said, Caleb's dedication to class has been a bright spot. While Caleb does enjoy pushing some buttons, he is always present. His work is always completed on time, and he communicates his needs in class. Additionally, there are many times when Caleb puts in extra effort or work simply because things need to get done. I can think of multiple occasions when I have told him, "You don't have to do that." I have been grateful to have a student like Caleb who I can rely on in these trying times. So, great words from Mr. Frazier, and congratulations. And thank you for joining us for this episode of Technically Speaking. We have another guest coming up, so I hope you stay tuned. And if you like this, I hope you will subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Welcome to Technically Speaking. This is the Capital Area Technical Center in Augusta, Maine, our video podcast of all things going on at our school. My name is Stephanie Turgeon. I'm the Student Services Coordinator here at the school. And today I'm joined with a special guest. This is Isaac Hayden. He is a junior from Erskine Academy, enrolled in our electrical technology program. And he is my guest today because he's been selected as our professional of the month for the month of August. This is March 2021. Woo! So Isaac, let me know how your experience has been in the electrical program so far this year.
So far, I really like it. It's pretty fast paced. I mean, we're 7-8 months in, and we're already getting ready to wire our mock house. So it's going pretty fast. I'm wearing a lot so far.
Oh, that's excellent. Do you have any advice for students? I know right now students at their sending schools are signing up for classes next year. Any advice for students that are considering coming here next year?
I would say definitely get in your mind to work hard, because it takes a little bit of work, but it's definitely worth it in the long run. So yeah, definitely get the mindset that you gotta work hard.
I think that sometimes students hear that it's hands-on and it's going to be just a lot of fun using your hands all the time. But there's also, especially in electrical, I know there's book work involved as well.
And the book work is like, so with regular school, it's a little bit different than that, where at least for me, I feel like it's easier to understand, and especially Mr. Parent, he explains it very well with all the book work and stuff, and it's about 50-50, maybe a little more hands-on, but it's really fun, yeah.
I'm glad you say that book work is not bad. I've seen that electrical code book. That does not look very
It looks
easy.
intimidating, but it's like Mr. Parent says, it's like trying to read a dictionary. Once you figure out how to read it, you can find anything in it. So.
Very cool, and that's like key for working in the electrical field,
Mm-hmm.
being able to use that book.
Yep. I mean, the whole licensing test, all the tests are on the book. There's no hands-on at all on any of the tests. So if you get the book down, you can become a master electrician pretty fast.
And can you use the book when you test?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excellent.
All the licensing tests are all open book.
And that makes sense because the code changes, right? It's not the same.
Oh, yeah. It would be next to impossible to memorize the code. It's literally like a dictionary. So it's like, you just have to know how to find things.
Perfect. So what do you do when you're not in school?
Oh, I do a lot of work. I'm helping some people with some small electrical stuff, with the stuff that I've learned, but I'm also doing a couple side jobs. I play sports. So definitely electrical stuff so far. I mean, again, only 7-8 months. I'm helping other people do electrical work.
Already that is incredible. And hopefully getting paid for that help.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Already putting it to use before you graduate.
Yeah.
The segment before this one was about Mr. Parent. I actually interviewed your instructor, Mr. Parent, and that's what he says. Like, he starts getting calls right now for students graduating that people want to employ. There's a great demand for people that have some electrical knowledge.
Oh yeah, especially like all the trades in general, especially like electrical, construction, plumbing. There's nobody to work. They're like, people that have the companies can't find people to work for them that actually are good at what they do. So definitely trades are a big thing right now.
Yes, and I've even talked to employers that are turning work away because they don't have the employees to be able to do it, the skilled craftspeople.
Yep.
So yeah, I think you're going to have some job security down the road.
I'd say so. Hopefully.
And so you say sports. You have a spring sport coming up,
Yeah, I play baseball. We just started 2 days ago.
and that's exciting since last year's season was
Yeah, I
Not-
actually get to play this year.
yay,
Didn't
yay,
get to play last year.
yay. Well, good luck with that season.
Thank you.
Has anything surprised you that you've learned this year in the electrical program? Anything?
Probably what surprised me the most is how easy it is to understand after Mr. Brent explains it a little bit. Like, kind of going in, I think, oh, it's electrical. I mean, it's wires hooking up in the right place. But after the first couple of days, you realize it's a lot more than that. There's a lot of intricate stuff. But then a couple weeks in, a couple months in, you start to understand it more. And that really surprised me that it was so complex at the beginning, and then after a short amount of time, I pretty much understand most of what Miss Brent started talking about still. There's still a couple of things that, yeah, it's pretty confusing, but most of the stuff I understand pretty well now.
Well, I tell anybody too when they come into a program here, it's like it's like learning a language,
Mhm.
because there's a whole language that goes with the electrical field,
Yep.
and so that's probably part of it. That
Yeah, part of the book work is the terms that we do, the word of the day, which is most of it is just trade words, like words that you'll hear other electricians saying but aren't in the code book. So like nicknames, slang words, stuff like that that are meant to like show you what something is, but it's not in the code book, so you just have to learn with experience. So he shows us some of that.
Oh, that's good. Excellent. So being a junior this year, do you plan to return to the electrical program next year?
I do plan to do it because I want to have my own electrical company later on in the future, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that if you do both years of electrical, then you get all your classroom hours, and all you would need is working hours. So as soon as I'm done my second year, I'll just go out into the working field, work for 5, 6, maybe 7 years, and I'll have my master's, and I can have my own company.
Excellent. You plan on staying in the area, or?
Yeah, I want to stay in Maine in general, but probably in this area.
All right, you're giving people a heads up of where they might be able to find an electrician in the future.
Yeah.
That's great. I just want to read you, why you were selected Professional of the Month, what Mr. Parent had to say about you.
Okay.
He said, Isaac is a serious student, always doing his best to learn all he can. Isaac participates in and promotes class discussions, adding a positive atmosphere. He is also adept at sharing his skills to help his classmates succeed. Isaac is a well-rounded individual that any employer would be lucky to bring into their team. So, which is really awesome because I always like to point out when a junior gets the award, you beat out seniors and second-year students for the award. So you should definitely be very proud of the great work you have done, that it hasn't gone unnoticed.
I definitely take pride in that too, because Mr. Print will tell you 100 times that when you're going to find an electrical job, most of the employers, they will not ask you if you can wire a switch. They'll ask you how good you are working with other people and like how good of a learner you are, because they can teach you whatever they want to teach you, but it's whether or not you're good at listening and good at working with other people.
Well, and I think that's great advice. We've all been around people that just kind of drag you down and are no fun to be around, and that doesn't get you anywhere in life. Yeah. So great advice. Sounds like you're in the classroom. He's teaching some other skills just besides the nuts and bolts of electrical.
Mr. Perry, we'll have some classes where it's half the class is just giving us advice on just life in general, which is, I think it's really important for a teacher to do, especially with the trades, but Mr. Brent's probably one of the better teachers I've had with all the schooling that I've done so far.
We're definitely lucky to have him here for the students. I agree, 100%. Well, thank you for taking a few minutes out of your class time to talk to me. I appreciate it. And I hope that you've enjoyed learning a little bit more about Isaac and the electrical program. And if you like this segment, that you'll subscribe to our YouTube channel.